More tips useful at the beginning of your game. Hello, welcome to the Critically Curious. I'm Monk, and yes, we are back in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 with yet another tips video. Now, we're still very close to the beginning of this game for most of these tips, so if any of these are useful to you, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, that way you don't miss out on more content just like this. So, let's get stuck into the video. As you progress your story, you're going to find many birds' nests dotted around the world. Now, you may be tempted to try and shoot them down with an arrow to get all the goodies inside. However, my advice to you is crouch. Once crouched, you have an unlimited supply of rocks. You can wait and use these to knock down those bird nests, and then you'll be able to get the goodies inside. Now, it can take a little bit of patience to get the right angle when trying to knock it down with a stone, but it does save you an arrow. Now, if you're anything like me, you have been up to no good, and your wares may be full of stolen goods. Now, if someone spots you with stolen goods, or if you commit a crime with stolen goods on you, the punishment isn't going to be pleasant. However, if you pop them in a chest for a couple of days, those stolen goods will lose the theft logo, meaning then you can then use them around town and be able to sell them to the trader at full price, rather than having to take a very below par offer. Now, in the starting location just west or just up from west, you'll be able to get yourself your own little room in an inn. It is well worth paying the full price of 120 in order to get that room. Along with the room, you also get access to a chest, and every single chest is linked. Meaning by the time you've travelled across your map or done a few chores, maybe even slept a night or two, those stolen goods will become yours officially. It took me far too long to realise that you could actually take stolen goods and make it clean. Hopefully I've saved you a little bit of time, because seriously, I was walking around in circles before it dawned on me, hey, let me go check back in that chest. Now, the room that I'm actually in, you can see the chest is at the foot of the bed. It is in the inn that you can rent. Here it is on the map, just in case you don't know where I'm talking about. It can be really easy to miss these things. Another thing you can miss really early on in a game is belladonna. Now, you need this ingredient for several potions. Some of them really important potions early game, some of them you can use late game. Either way, you're gonna need fresh belladonna. Now, I didn't know where it was, and it drove me mad. I have searched this town for hours looking for this ingredient. I couldn't believe that they would give you such an important potion to make and not provide fresh belladonna. Now, I knew you could buy it dried in the shop directly behind where I am in this location right now, but if you go in between these two buildings right here, I believe the one on the left is the trader, you can actually find 2 fresh belladonna for yourself to pick. Now, I already showed the first one, and the second one is right up against that wall. Belladonna looks like a bush, apparently. That's why it's hard to find. While we're still in this starting location, Alchemy for me is so important. Early game, getting a good fit in Alchemy can help you out so much. Potions that help you win battles, potions that help you save the game, potions that you can sell in a shop for some really important early money. Now, where we're approaching right now, there is like a little herb garden. There's obviously the shop where you can buy loads of dried, and of course there is an alchemy bench just in here. Interestingly enough, anything you find in here is not counted as stealing. Like, for instance, this recipe doesn't count for stealing for me to pick it up. Along with the recipe that we picked up, there is also a potion on that shelf that you can pick up as well as a drying rack for herbs directly behind us. Now, the drying rack instantly dries whatever ingredients you happen to put in it. You are allowed to use it absolutely fine. Also, you can put on herbs that have completely lost their freshness, which means even herbs that have lost their freshness are still very useful to you. Strong Artisma potions are one of the best potions you can make. Strong increases strength by 4, and both attack and defense stamina is reduced by 25%. All three variants of this potion last for around 10 minutes, but every single one of them can be equally as good. Strong obviously having those extra bonuses. If you know a fight is coming up, it's a very good potion to take just before the battle itself. Now for this potion we're going to need sage and wormwood, and dried sage works just fine for this potion. That's what we're going to be using in this video. Now sage is one of the harder ingredients to find, but you can find it around the starting town when the world very first opens up to you. Now as you can see, we need 2 wormwood and 1 sage for this to work. We do need to grind up the wormwood. I would recommend grinding up before we actually start this process because it can be a little bit fiddly. This is one of the more complicated potions that you can actually make. So we're going to go ahead and put 2 of the wormwood in that grind pot and make sure we use the mortar and pestle to grind it up good. I mean, at this point I say grind it up good, but we really do only do one action here. But the point is, it's ground up so that way we can throw it in when needed. It is actually the sage that we're going to be using first. Now the base of this potion is going to be spirit. Yes, we're going to be putting spirit in that cauldron. Just like so. Then we're going to go ahead and throw in our sage. We're going to throw that in before even putting it over the flames. And throw that in. And then we're going to lower that down. There we go. I'm going to 1 pump on the bellows before turning over our little sand timer. Now we're going to be looking to do that for about half of the time. As you can see, we see the sand dropping down. As that got to about half, we rose it then. Now we're going to be throwing in our wormwood. That goes straight into the pot. And we're going to lower that again over the heat. Now this one needs to have 2 sand timers. So we'll lower it down, make sure we hit that bellows as well to get it nice and heated. And now we're going to turn it over. And we're going to be doing this for 2 times. That sand timer needs to go over twice. Now, instead of just that's it ready to go, we actually need to distill this potion. So as soon as that hits for the 2nd time, we're going to go straight onto the distillery, wasting no time whatsoever. We had it nice and prepped and ready to go. Now, the distillery takes a little bit of time, but at the end of the day, we have strong potion. And it really is amazing stuff, saving on your stamina when in combat and giving you that added strength. Now, the next tip I wanted to go over was a perk or 2 that really help out, especially early game. Now, the first one we're going to be looking at is flower power. Now, flower power, if you have enough herbs on you, will actually increase your charisma. An extra bonus 2 to charisma is definitely nothing to be sniffed at. This is in a survivalist perk. So if you just go around picking up those herbs, you're going to be leveling up your survival in no time at all. Now, talking about picking up herbs are absolutely everywhere in this game, and you need them for a variety of different potions. Some of those potions you're going to be using every single day. Some of those potions you can actually use to stop yourself sleeping, so you never have to use a bed ever again. But the point is, as you pick up those herbs, you're going to be giving yourself experience points within Survivalist, within Alchemist. Once you hit level 10, we're going to have access to a very special perk. Again, we are talking about level 10 in survival, and the perk we're looking for is actually Leg Day. Now, Leg Day was in the very first Kingdom Come Deliverance as well. However, with this one, what it does is when you pick up those herbs that we're going to be using every single day in a million different potions, you're actually going to be adding to your strength skill as well. So I'd highly recommend picking it up because it's something you're going to be doing, so you might as well earn more XP for other skills as well. Now, the last tip I want to show you in this video, of course, is getting Pebbles. Yes, that's right, the all-important Pebbles, your horse, Henry's horse, and of course, possibly the first horse in the game. You can actually get this completely for free as well. Now, in the starting city that you start in when the world actually opens up, after you get out of the stocks, if you head south west from that town, of course I will show you on the map, you will come to this little offspring of a town, and right here you will find none other than Pebbles himself. Now, Henry will recognize Pebbles, obviously. There is a little bit of a dialogue there. And do you know what? It's a bit of a bad horse, to be fair. Once you do get it and you do look at the stats, it's not the best horse in the world. But what's important is that it's free and it's your horse. And for people that's played the first game, they may feel a little bit of nostalgia riding around on Pebbles this time. Now, if you talk to the guy that was directly behind you when you saw that horse and hit be reasonable after explaining that, hey, Pebbles is actually your horse, you do end up getting Pebbles for free. Now, I haven't really done too much in the game in regards to charisma, so I don't really think that that's the reason this succeeded. I haven't really gone through any amount of playthroughs where this hasn't worked. I do reload the game quite often to get bits of information here, there, and everywhere. And every single time I've come up and done this and said, hey, be reasonable, he's given me the horse for absolutely free. You also get the saddle and the reins as well, meaning you don't have to spend a dime in order to have a fully functional horse. Now, if you ask me, I think Pebbles looks just fine. Even if it isn't the fastest horse in the world, I do think it is a cool horse to have. And of course, you're going to be needing it because going across this world takes serious time. Pebbles is going to really quicken up your journey. Now, as you can see where I was on the map, it is quite a trek. However, I didn't really have any encounters or bad things that happened on that road. It did seem a pretty safe road, to be fair. So if you want to go down there to get your horse right at the beginning of the game, I would highly recommend doing so. And as you have got a horse, don't forget to put your old knickknacks, the things you can't wear, the things that are just weighing Henry down, on your horse. Your horse essentially has a ridiculous amount of storage on it, and so for all those extra items that you have on your body, make sure you actually put them on your horse until you need them, until you need to sell them or move them or want them, because after all, Henry being weighed down doesn't really do too much, apart from, of course, level up your vitality and your strength and maximum level. Interesting. Okay, in that case, I take back what I said. It does do stuff. Being over encumbered is another free quick tip for you guys. However, seriously, make the most of the horse and move the unwanted items onto it. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I've been a monk who's been inquisitive curious, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.